Sojourner Truth by Gloria Ramirez. Sojourner Truth was born in 1797 on the Colonel Johannes Hardenberg estate in Swarthkill in Ulster County, a Dutch settlement in upstate New York. Her given name was Isabella Baumfree. She was born to slave parents, Elizabeth and James Baumfree. However, she was sold at the age of 9 by her master. In 1806, when her second master passed away, she was sold again at an auction along with other items like goats for $100 to John Neely, then resold yet again for $105 to Martin Shriver in 1808, where she remained for 18 months. Another auction was held where she was bought yet again for $175 to John Dumont. She had 5 children, but one died at birth: Diana in 1815, Peter in 1822, Elizabeth in 1825, and Sophia in 1826. Later that same year, Isabella escaped with her infant daughter Sophia. She had to leave the remaining children behind, due to them not being legally free until they served as slaves until their 20s. Not sure where she was going, she prayed for direction. She finally arrived at the home of Isaac and Maria van Wagner. While she was there, Dumont showed up, insisting Isabella return with him, and threatened to take her baby when she refused. The Wagners offered to pay Dumont for the remainder of Isabella's services for that year. Dumont accepted for $20. Isabella fought to get her son Peter back, but failed to no avail. He had been leased by Dumont, who had then illegally sold him to an owner in Alabama. A friend of Isabella's told her to reach activist Quakers who would help her make an official complaint in court. After months of legal battles, Peter finally returned to her mother, scared and abused. During her stay with the Van Wagners, Isabella became a devoted Christian. She had such an inspiration to preach. She began attending a Methodist church and in 1829 left Ulster County with a white evangelical teacher named Miss Gear. She soon became known as a remarkable preacher whose influence was miraculous. After a misunderstanding at the church, she decides to leave and settles in New York City. She had lost what little savings and possessions she had acquired. She decides to make her way as a traveling preacher. On June 1st, 1843, she changed her name to Sojourner Truth. She told friends, "The Spirit calls me east, and I must go." After several months of traveling, Sojourner Truth was encouraged by friends to go to the Northampton Association, which had been founded in 1841 as a cooperative community. There, she met progressive thinkers like William Lloyd Garrison. They were very much anti-slavery and were women's rights supporters. Unfortunately, the community silk making was not profitable and had to be disbanded in 1846 due to debt. Sojourner went to live with one of the association's founders, George Benson, who had established a cotton mill. Soon after, she began dictating her memoirs to another member of the association, Olive Gilbert, as Sojourner was illiterate. The narrative of Sojourner Truth, a Northern slave, was published privately by William Lloyd Garrison in 1850. This gave her an income and increased her speaking engagements. In 1854, at the Ohio Women's Rights Convention in Akron, Ohio, she gave her most famous speech, Ain't I a Woman? A quote from her book. That man over there says that women need to be helped into carriages and lifted over ditches and to have the best place everywhere. Nobody ever helps me into carriages or over mud puddles or gives me any best place. And ain't I a woman? I have plowed and planted and gathered into barns, and no man could hit me. And ain't I a woman? I could work as much and eat as much as a man, when I could get it, and bear the lash as well. And ain't I a woman? I have borne 13 children and seen most all sold off to slavery, and when I cried out with my mother's grief, no one but Jesus heard me, and ain't I a woman? Sojourner returned home to her daughter's homes after seeking treatment with Dr. John Harvey for her leg ulcers. She died there on November 26, 1883, at 86 years old. Her traveling companion, Francis Titus, collected money and erected a monument, and later commissioned artist Frank Coder to paint the meeting with Sojourner and President Lincoln.